Welcome to A Fistful of Lenses, the home of real-world lens reviews. In this episode, we'll be taking a closer look at the zeiss Jena 135mm f3.5 lens. The lens is of the sonnar design and has an optical construction of 4 elements in 3 groups. It has a 49mm filter thread and weighs 430 grams. It has 6 aperture blades and a built-in lens shade. The lens came to market in 1976. What was the world like in 1976? Well, let's take a trip together down memory lane. In the good old USA, Jimmy Carter becomes the 39th president. And back in old Blighty, a pint of beer would cost you 32 pence. And in tennis, Bjorn Borg wins Wimbledon again. Also in the news, the Ministry of Defence announced a new pay structure, heavily favouring the officer class. When asked, new recruits said, "It's all well and good for the sergeants and corporals, but it feels like a nasty blow to the privates." Meanwhile, in East Germany, zeiss Jena was bringing to market this 135mm lens. So I'm eager to see just how good this offering from Zeiss really is. As always, the stills and video will be unedited, straight out of camera, so as not to disguise the character, strengths and any weaknesses of this old East German classic. I'll be using the Fuji X-T1, the Canon 5D Mark III and the Sony A7R Mark III. Is there any noticeable difference between the sensors? Can you even tell which camera took which photos? Leave your guess in the comments section. So let's turn off those TVs, put down our books, lace up our boots, and let's get out there and do some real world photography. So let's start with some black and white photography. And let's give a little background about that sonnar design. The design has its roots back to 1929 and was the brainchild of a Dr. Ludwig Bertelli. The name sonnar is taken from the German word for the sun. The design characteristics are a simple construction, lightweight and compact. And it really is a simply put together lens. This particular example came to me with quite a bit of fungus inside. A very simple fix, easy to take apart and work on, and more importantly, easy to put back together. But what about the lens's performance? Does it suffer because of its simple construction? Or is its uncomplicated nature a performance enhancer? So now let's take a look at those famous Zeiss colours. I've noticed with this lens that the colours have quite a bit of punch to them. A little extra saturation than many of the vintage lenses that I've used in the past, particularly in the reds. And to my eye at least, I feel it works especially well with a Sony sensor. Or is that just my imagination? I'm deliberately not labelling which camera is taking which images, as I'm interested in getting an unbiased opinion as to which works best, or even if there's any noticeable difference at all. The other strength of this lens is its inherent sharpness. Even when shot wide open, at f3.5, and of course sharpness and contrast will increase a little as you stop down. But considering these images are unedited, I feel the lens is capable of giving excellent results. I'm sure this lens is overlooked because of its relatively slow maximum aperture, but the colours the lens produces makes up for this. With a bit of practice and patience, your efforts will be rewarded. To conclude, the Carl Zeiss Jena 135mm f3.5 sonnar lens has a lot to recommend it. It's light, compact, easy to repair, and it's a sharp lens with a beautiful colour palette. It's also one of the more affordable Carl Zeiss vintage lenses that you can buy, and that built-in lens hood is a useful feature. But there are a few drawbacks. Chiefly, the maximum aperture of f3.5 is a bit slow, but considering it's a lens that you can pick up for around £40 in the UK, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and ring that bell. And then who knows, you might see me out there in the real world, snapping away happily with a fist full of lenses. Until next time, bye for now.